Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Today we are going to be reviewing the newest Unmatched set. This is Unmatched Adventures Tales to Amaze. Now this game comes with four characters, four heroes, but what it does do that's new is this introduced a new cooperative mode for Unmatched. And what I'm going to do is do a quick overview of this game, how it plays, and then go into my review of it. It's going to be a very quick overview. And this Unmatched cooperative mode is very, very similar to just regular Unmatched. If you know how to play Unmatched, you're going to get into this game very quickly. For the overview, this game, like I said, it's a cooperative game, and you have two villains in this game. You're versing one or the other. This villain also brings along with some minions. The minions depend on player count. So if there's versing two players, he brings along two of these minions. All the minions have their own deck. The villain has their own deck. And the villains, the Mothman and the Alien Invader, have two separate sides of the map. They're, two different scenarios, basically. The Mothman is trying to destroy bridges. If he destroys 4 bridges, that's how the Mothman wins. Or if he kills all the people in the game. For the Alien Invader, he's trying to flip over these 4 tokens. If he does that, he wins the game, just like Mothman. The minions all play very differently. They're just going to kind of help the villain try to attack you. And in this game, there's the 4 heroes. You're each going to get a hero. Everybody is going to be assigned, player 1, player 2, player 3, whatever. And then there's this initiative deck. And you shuffle that up, and the initiative deck has all of the heroes, all of the minions that are in play, and the villain that's in play. And each turn, you're going to flip over a card, and that's going to determine who goes first. And if it's a hero, it acts just like it does in regular Unmatched. You can maneuver, you can attack, you can use scheme cards. When you attack the villain, you're going to play out a card, an attack card, just like you do in regular one. And the villain or minion, whoever you're attacking, flips over one of their cards. And that card, it reads just like your regular cards for the heroes. It's going to have an attack value and a defense value. If you're attacking it, you use the defense value, and you use the abilities of that card just like you would in normal Unmatched. If you hit them, their health goes down. The minions have 10 health, and the villains have 10 health times however many players there are. So if you're playing a 3-player game, the villains have 30 health. And that's basically the hero's turns. If you flip over a villain card or a minion card, they're going to move 3 spaces towards the closest person. If they can't, they're going to move up on this track. And the track is how they're going to be completing their objectives, whether it is destroying bridges or flipping over a token if you're playing the Alien Invader. And this track, as soon as you reach the end of it, that's how they complete that objective. And so, like the Mothman and the Alien Invader, a lot of their decks have to do with moving up that track or putting out Doom tokens. Doom tokens are going to basically help them move up that track faster every round. So if the villains or minions, they move towards the closest person, you get to decide if you're going to play a defensive card on them or not. They flip over a card and they're attacking you, and hopefully you blocked it or didn't, and doing the effects of those cards. So it's very much a simple system, very much just a regular Unmatched game with flipping over a deck of cards to see what the villains and minions are going to attack with or defend with, also doing the effects of them. And that is basically the entire game. I've skipped over a little bit here and there, but it's very, very similar to just regular Unmatched. You're just playing against decks of cards, essentially. So let's get into the review of it itself. I want to start with the fighters of this, from the villains to the minions to the heroes in this. The 2 villains in this game, the Mothman and the Alien Invader, they play pretty similarly, really. They are basically trying to put out these Doom tokens to advance the agenda to try and do whatever their objectives are. When you destroy bridges, when you're playing the Mothman, they're going to get like an instant effect, like whether the heroes have to discard cards, or maybe they regain some health, or if you're later on in the game, they actually get +1 to all of their attacks, the villains and the minions, so they're going to get stronger. The Alien Invaders are really going to get stronger throughout the game, because they're flipping over these tokens when they complete their objectives, and those those tokens have a symbol on them. Those symbols are on a lot of the Alien Invader cards, and if they flip over one of those cards and they have that symbol on them, they're going to get some kind of bonus to their attack or defense. They're going to do something really nasty to you, usually, if they have that symbol revealed. And so they play similarly, but they're a little bit different. Where the differences really come into play is these minions that you have. So there are 6 different minions in this game, and that really changes the game way more than I was anticipating. I was like, okay, there's going to be these 2 big bad villains, and then there's like these 6 minions that are like sidekicks that you don't really have to worry about. You have to worry about these minions. They are big, powerful things that can do a lot of damage or really change the game from one game to the other. There is like the tarantula. The tarantula is going to be putting down these web tokens, and you have to stop when you move through these web tokens. The blob is going to put down these acid tokens. Whenever you move through an acid token, you're going to get hit with one. The Jersey Devil is going to make you discard cards off the top of your deck, depending on how far along that track you are. So if you're like 5 along that track, it's going to make you discard 5. You do that a couple times in a game, and you've milled 15 of your cards out of your deck, and so you're going to mill your deck out really fast if you're playing against the Jersey Devil, and she just happens to activate at the end of the round for those. The Skunk Ape is going to hit someone at the end of the round, depending on how far that track is. So if it's high up there, you're just getting hit for 5 like out of nowhere, like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. And so these minions are nothing to scoff at. These guys are big bad guys. And you have an interesting choice, whether you want to go and kill the villain, which is how you're going to win the game, or do you want to knock off some of these villains first quickly so that they're not attacking you constantly. So you have some choices there. As far as the 4 heroes in this game, there is Nikola Tesla, there's the Golden Bat, there's Dr. Jill Trent, and there's Annie Christmas. The only person in the set that I've ever heard about was Nikola Tesla, which I'm excited about because I love when they do characters that aren't really that well known. All 4 of these characters are very different, play very different. There's some ranged characters, some melee characters. The Golden Bat is just like this beefy character that if you don't maneuver, you get +2 to all of their attacks before they maneuver anything. Nikola Tesla is like this resource management game where he's got these coils that he's going to be constantly getting and using and spending to do different effects on his cards. He's also ranged. Dr. Jill Trent has these gadgets, and then she's got a sidekick that's really strong as well. Annie Christmas she wants to have get hit a couple times right away because she's going to get +2 attack whenever she has lower health than the opposing fighter. And she also has a sidekick that's really powerful. So these 4 characters are very different. And in a lot of games, a lot of these Unmatched sets, there's always like a character probably that I'm not that big of a fan of. I enjoyed all of these. If I was playing this game and I did a randomizer of characters, I'm not sure which one I would prefer, but there's no characters in the set that I don't enjoy playing as. I think they're all fun and interesting. So that's a win just in itself, having these 4 cooperative or these 4 characters in here. And I should mention before anything, this game is completely compatible with everything else that is in Unmatched. You can take these 4 characters out of this game and play competitively against all the other characters. You can take any of the other characters and bring them into here and play cooperatively. This map you can play cooperatively or competitively, but there's a 5th space on here now, so you can play a 5-character game now instead of playing 4-character games. So it's all interchangeable, which is excellent news. So this game came out, it's like it has 40 other characters now that you can still bring in and play this cooperative mode for, which is fantastic. Now, as far as the cooperative mode, I was kind of nervous about the cooperative mode when they announced this. I'm like, so you're just playing against a deck of cards? How interesting and fun is that going to be? But the system itself, it's slick. It's easy to learn and understand. The game itself is still really hard. I've played a lot of Unmatched. Unmatched is one of my favorite games. I have everything for Unmatched. I was like, I'm just going to destroy these people. I have not destroyed these people. Let me tell you, I have been destroyed, and I've won a couple games by the hair of my nose. This game is difficult. And there is you can add these random event cards in there that are going to give the villains some extra boosts, some extra benefits. There's a ton of these different cards, and you can add 1 to 3 of them. So if you do think this game's getting a little bit hard for you, you can add these in there. I don't need the add-on ones. I've played one game where I added 1 benefit to the enemy, and we got stomped. Let me tell you that. The fact is, this cooperative game now allows me to play this game in a couple different modes, whether it's competitive, cooperative, or solo. And I'm a huge solo game player. If I'm playing this solo though, I have decided that I want to play it as a 2-handed solo game. I'm going to control 2 characters. Because if you're playing a true solo where you're only 1 character, you're going to have to verse the villain plus a minion. So they're going to just double tame that same character. So it seems like it's a little bit harder, but I like the 2-handed solo mode. It works really good. And that's how I'm probably going to play this game the majority of time from now on, because now I don't need other people to play it. So this just offered me a new way to play the game, and it's a good way to play the game. I thought the AI deck flipping was going to be kind of lame, but it works really, really well. I think it's fantastic. It's a fantastic system. As far as the price point for this game, I think it retails around $60, which is not that much more than a four hero set, the competitive sets retail for. So there's not much risk for buying this set. Even if you're not interested in the cooperative mode at all, you can buy this set and just get the 4 heroes if you want. So it's a good price point. But if you do want the cooperative mode, it gives you a lot of extra stuff. The 2 villains, the 6 minions, all those initiative cards, all those extra event cards that are happening. And the miniatures for this game are fantastic. You got your regular 4 hero miniatures, which are great, like usual. But the big miniatures for like the Mothman and the Alien Invader, they're big giant miniatures, which are great. I think they're fantastic. So price point, this is right on point. I really enjoy it. Even if I wasn't going to play this game cooperatively, I would have bought this game just for the 4 heroes in it. People are going to always ask if you like it better cooperatively now, or do you still like it competitively more? I don't think I have a preference at this point. I will play this game whatever my friends want to play this as. Like, hey, this is a competitive or a cooperative game. What do you want to play it as? And I'll play it whatever they want to do. And so if someone's first starting into Unmatched and they're like a little bit nervous about it, you can break this out and teach them this, and there's no pressure on them because it's all cooperative then. So it'll be great to show new Unmatched players this system so they don't feel that pressure of competing against people who've played this game a lot. So it just depends on the scenario. Which one am I going to play more? I will probably play the cooperative mode more often, like I said, because of the solo mode now. Now I can play this at my house by myself, no problem. Do I have a preference? Probably not at the moment. They both work really well. So, final thoughts for this. Like I said, I was kind of nervous for this set to come out because I wasn't convinced the cooperative mode was going to work. But this was a no risk for me getting it because I was going to get the 4 heroes still. But the cooperative mode is fantastic. It's excellent. It's easy to learn. This remains like a light to medium weight game, same as Unmatched. It's such a clean system, easy to get into, but fantastic. As far as my rating for this, I rate regular Unmatched a 10. It's one of the I have less than 10 games in all of BGG that I've rated a 10. This is adding to that list. This is getting a 10 as well. I love this game. I love this system. Even without the cooperative mode, this box would have been a big win for me. But them adding a cooperative mode, adding a solo mode for this, makes me be able to get Unmatched to the table more often than I did already. And I got Unmatched to the table a lot. Now it just improves and adds a new way to play the game. When games usually say that they're going to add a new system, like you can play this game competitively, cooperatively, solo, or whatever, there's usually one mode that is better than the other. Like I said, I don't have a preference. I like cooperative mode just as much as I like competitive mode. Maybe even more so because I can play it with more people. But It's a fantastic system. I'm really excited for the future for this. I want to see them build on this system. I want them to come out with more sets, more villains, more minions that are going to be interchangeable with all of the sets. The minions are what makes this box actually for me. The minions are so different and so fun to play against. When I thought they were going to be an afterthought, I enjoyed them more than the villains themselves, actually. So that was a really big surprise for me. Is a 10 rating. It's just about as perfect of a game for myself as I've come across, and I don't say that lightly. So yeah, 10 rating. So make sure to comment below your thoughts on this game. If you've played this game, what do you think about the cooperative system? Or are you just gonna play it, still just play it competitively, which is perfectly fine. Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.